Don't miss the tea. Subscribe now.
Oh my god, girl, put the kettle on. No, actually, grab the wine. We need the big glasses for this one. You know how we always talk about our childhood trauma. Well, I've been sitting on this story for years, and honestly, hearing it back inside my own head at university lately has me spiraling. I need you to listen to this and tell me if I'm actually crazy or if I was just a kid trying to survive a horror movie. So rewind with me. Picture me back in the day. You know I'm a nerd now, but back then, I was the nerd. I was that kid at that fancy, prestigious school who didn't just get A's, I got perfect scores. My identity was literally the smart kid. Teachers loved me, my parents were thrilled, and I lived in this little bubble where if I followed the rules, life was good. Then came 6th grade, the year everything went to hell. They shuffled the classes around, and I got thrown into a new room with a whole new mix of kids. And that is when I met him. Let's call him Dave. Dave was pure evil wrapped in a middle school uniform. From day one he decided I was his target. It wasn't just casual teasing, it was a campaign. He made it his full-time job to destroy me. He came for everything, my interests, stupid, the way I talked, weird, but the thing he latched onto was my forehead. He started calling me Megamind. Every single day. Hey Megamind, planning world domination today. He humiliated me in front of the entire class and everyone would laugh. You know that feeling when your face gets hot and you just want the floor to swallow you whole? That was my existence for months, and look, I tried to do the right thing. I went to the teachers, I begged for help, I told them Dave was ruining my life, and you know what they did? Absolutely nothing. They gave me the ignore him and he'll stop speech, which is the biggest lie adults tell children. He got worse. My mental health was in the gutter. I felt so small, so powerless. But then I made a choice that changed everything. Okay, so here is where the tea gets dark. Stay with me. About 5 months into this torture by my bully Dave, I was at my breaking point. I was waking up with stomach aches every day just to avoid going to school. Around this same time, my best friend, let's call him Sam, was going through a tragedy. He lost both of his grandparents in a really short amount of time. It was awful. He was devastated because he was super close to them. The whole class knew about it. It was this heavy cloud over everything. One day, Dave had been particularly brutal. He got the whole cafeteria laughing at me. I was shaking. I was done. I remember walking toward the principal's office and something in my brain just snapped. I realized that telling the truth wasn't working. Saying Dave is mean to me wasn't enough to make the adults care. I needed a nuke. I needed to say something so horrible that they had to act. So I walked into the principal's office. My heart was pounding so hard I thought he could hear it. I sat down, looked him dead in the eye, and I lied. I told the principal that Dave had walked up to Sam, my grieving best friend, and made a joke about his dead grandparent. I told the principal that Dave looked at Sam and said, "Double kill." I know, close your mouth. It was a gaming reference, you know, like in shooters, but applied to his dead grandparents. It was vile, it was disgusting, and it was a complete fabrication. Dave never said that, but in that moment, I needed Dave to be a monster so the school would finally stop him from eating me alive. The principal's face went white. He was horrified. Finally, I saw a reaction. They didn't even question it because Dave was a known troublemaker. And then everything fell apart. After I told that lie, that my bully said double kill about my friend's dead grandparents, Dave got slapped with a 3-day suspension and an official report on his permanent record. Girl, those 3 days, they were the best 3 days of my life. I'm not even joking. The air tasted sweeter. I walked through the hallways without hunching my shoulders. I could breathe. I felt peace for the first time in half a year. But underneath the relief, there was this gnawing, sick feeling in my gut. I knew what I had done. I knew I had used my best friend's trauma as a weapon to save myself. I felt guilty, but I also felt safe. It was confusing, but you know what they say, karma is a bitch, and she never misses a beat. The 3 days passed. Dave came back, and he was furious. I don't know how, but the truth came out. Maybe Dave convinced them, or maybe the story just didn't add up when they asked Sam, but everyone found out that I lied. And not just that I lied, but what I lied about. The tables turned so fast it gave me whiplash. Suddenly, Dave wasn't the villain anymore. He was the victim of a malicious liar, and I became public enemy number one. The entire class turned on me. I went from being the bullied kid to the pariah, but the worst part, Sam, my best friend, he found out that I used his dead grandparents to get revenge on Dave. He looked at me with this look of absolute betrayal that I still see in my nightmares. He stopped talking to me. I lost him. I lost the only person who actually liked me. So now I'm alone, completely isolated. And the bullying? Oh honey, it came back 10 times harder. Now they had ammunition. I wasn't just Megamind anymore, I was the psycho liar. The harassment was relentless. It got so bad that there was actually a physical fight, like fists flying. I got shoved around and I finally snapped and fought back. And guess what the school did? They praised Dave. Can you believe the audacity? They treated him like he was this poor misunderstood saint who had been wronged by me, the crazy problem child. I was painted as the aggressor. The teachers who ignored me for months were now looking at me like I was a delinquent. I was treated like the problem, while the boy who had tormented me for months walked away looking like a hero. I was drowning. I had no friends, the teachers hated me, the students hated me, and I was going home crying every single day. I didn't think I was going to make it through the year. Then, by some miracle or maybe another curse, depending on how you look at it, my family hit a rough patch financially. My parents sat me down and said, "We can't afford the tuition anymore. You have to transfer." I have never been so happy to be broke in my life. It was my escape hatch. I left that school without looking back. I transferred to the new school, which is where I met you and the rest of the crew and my girlfriend. It was a fresh start. I buried that year of my life deep down. I became the person I am today, social, happier, seemingly normal. But now, being at university, thinking about ethics and morality and all that deep stuff, it's haunting me. I look back and I wonder, did I deserve what happened to me? Did I deserve to lose my best friend and be ostracized because I told that lie? I know lying is wrong. I know using someone's grief is wrong. But I was 11. I was desperate. I was being psychologically tortured every day and nobody would help me. So give it to me straight. I need to know. Am I the villain in my own story? Was I the asshole for lying to the principal to stop my bully, or was I just a kid trying to survive a system that failed me?